Should Christians use social media? Especially if you're a teen, should you start using this? Most social media platforms allows people 13 and older to use, but just because you can do it doesn't mean it is wise to do it. So can social media benefit or harm you? I'll first talk about how social media harms a Christian, then talk about how it could help a Christian. Lastly, I'll give unconventional tips on how social media can better suit your needs. Okay, here we go with the reasons why social media might be bad. I think most of you know about them, from adults telling you or even your own personal experiences. Social media has been looked down upon for various reasons. First of all, it can lead you down an unhealthy addiction. With Instagram, TikTok, and even Facebook embracing entertainment on their platforms, it is so easy to doom scroll the many vertical videos on there. The algorithm makes it so hard for you to close the app and do something else like working on a project. This might cause Christians to fall into the sin of laziness or slothfulness. They might neglect their responsibilities, which is not a very loving thing to do. Then social media might cause you to experience more bad emotions. You somehow feel more lonely when you go through a compilation of people having fun with others, or feel worse about yourself as you see people flexing their own lifestyles. You decide to compare others' highlights with your behind the scenes. When you genuinely see social media as just a vanity platform, then you could adjust your expectations when going online. It's just kind of sad when I see that people somehow feel worse after going onto social media compared to before going onto social media. I think this might cause Christians to struggle to have a fruit of peace. How can I be peaceful when I feel this turmoil of emotions? In addition, how can I feel good about myself after scrolling through social media? I feel like I'm worth so little, almost like I forgot that I'm worth a lot because I'm created in the image of God. Another thing is the pressure to post on social media. You might find it appealing to see the notification of likes and follows after posting something. You might think it's weird how you've never posted anything in a while, so you just quickly post something to let people know that you're not dead. Or maybe there's nothing interesting in your life, that's why you couldn't post anything. For those who frequently post once every other day about their lives, perhaps there's some pressure to share with others how wonderful their lives have been. Are such Christians feeding into their pride? Isn't pride a very common sin that people struggle with? Why are they glorifying themselves online? But for those who see that everything is vanity, like in the book of Ecclesiastes, then perhaps you could reap some benefits on social media as a Christian. It could genuinely help in your walk with God. It could help if you consume edifying content instead of brainwalk content though. My pastor joked that people nowadays read the Bible through their phones. So instead of doom scrolling, it's called bloom scrolling. But I do agree, just that I also see this in the form of consuming content on Christianity on social media. It's so easy to change the algorithm to my advantage. I just got to follow a bunch of accounts that post Christian content, like and share such videos, and then my whole feed is full of such content. Instead of some random rant I hear that ruins my day, I could hear a story or a sermon clip that reminds me of the goodness of God, or comforts me that Jesus would help me during tough times. Another thing that might help you benefit from social media is if you approach social media as a platform to congratulate your friends and family. Hey, there's no need to compare yourself with them as they boast about their overseas vacation. You can instead slide into their DMs, asking them how was the trip. Or you could say congratulations to a friend who just graduated from university. Once you start comparing yourself with them, you could just use social media as a space to genuinely show care to others. And especially when someone shares about how tough they've been feeling, you could be there to ask them if they're still okay. It might very well turn into something you pray for, or even something you check in with them the next time you meet. That's how you bring the social in social media. And that's how you fellowship with one another, like what the early church did in Acts chapter 2, though it might have started from an online post. So to answer the question, should Christians use social media? I'm not too much of a stickler about this. If it's generally not your cup of tea, it's fine to stay off of it. In fact, I would encourage teenagers to err on the safe side by refraining from social media. You might think you're missing out a lot, but I've seen many people who only started accounts when they're 15, 17, even 19 years old. And in fact, most of my friends will have removed the posts they've made years ago because they find it cringe to have such posts online. So you're not missing out much. I would rather you just keep those photos and videos to yourself for memory keepsake. I think some Christians would still insist on using social media since it's such a huge part of their lives already. Alright, if you wish to use it, here are some ways to reduce the negative impacts while enjoying the positive impacts. First thing to do is to mute certain accounts that make you feel bad. If you get angry or insecure when you see a certain person's post, then I would suggest muting them. I have many accounts that I mute, and it's mostly nothing against them. I'm still friends with them, it's just that their posting habits can be a little too much. And anyways, you still get to keep the friendship because you didn't unfollow or block them. they probably wouldn't notice. And I know it might not sound very loving, but I do think that ultimately people can post as much as they want. Meanwhile, I as a consumer am not forced to see all of it. So even though you can post as many things towards me, it's up to me whether I wish to consume them. So my suggestion is to be intentional with your time. Why look at 50 people's posts and then feel bad when you could remove 10 of them, save more time, and save your sanity? That's just the first thing you could do though. Once you've freed up some space, you could introduce posts that are edifying to you. Think about Philippians chapter 4 verse 8 when you are on your feet. The world is full of toxicity and hate already. You've got to cultivate a space of love on social media. I've already said it earlier on in this video. Follow a bunch of accounts that post Christian content and like and share such videos. And then your whole feed will be full of such content, instead of some random rant I hear that ruins my day. I could hear a short story or sermon clip that reminds me of the goodness of God or comforts me that Jesus would help me during tough times. Even I would repost on Instagram reels that I think might help someone because they impacted me. If you don't know which accounts to follow first, I would recommend these few for starters. Other than that, please remember that social media should be used as a tool. Don't get sucked into it so easily. Instead, it should be used to reach out to people, like the Great Commission Jesus mentioned. That's why it helps to send posts to certain friends, like you're telling them that this post reminds you of them. That's a kind of loving thing you can do online. Another thing you could do is like what I'm doing currently, posting content. It makes sense to use social media as a place to do the Great Commission because of the algorithm. Who knows? Your piece of content might help to plant mustard seeds into viewers. You can be a witness to the ends of the earth, like mentioned in Acts chapter 1 verse 8. But this is more for those that enjoy posting in the first place, so I wouldn't hold it onto y'all if y'all don't decide to do this. If not, that's it from me about this topic on social media. I hope you liked this video, but more importantly, I hope you thought about doing one of the changes I suggested when using social media as you are on the go for Jesus.